In 1162, a boy was born on the Mongolian steppe to the chief of a minor clan. By the time he was 9 years old, his father had been poisoned by enemies. His own clan abandoned his family, considering them too weak to protect. He grew up in poverty, survived by hunting and foraging, and was captured and enslaved as a young man before eventually escaping. By 1206, that outcast had united all the Mongol tribes and taken a new title, Genghis Khan, universal ruler. By his death in 1227, his rapid expansion from the steppe covered 24 million square kilometers, stretching from China to the Danube River, roughly 16% of the Earth's total land area. The Mongol Empire is a morally complex entity. The same organization that killed an estimated 40 million people also created the Pax Mongolica, the period of stability across the Silk Road that allowed the first sustained exchange of goods, ideas, and disease between East and West. The trade came because of the empire, and the empire was built through catastrophic violence. These two realities are inseparable. Temujin, the name Genghis Khan was given at birth, was forged in a world of fluid, violent steppe politics. Survival in this environment depended on strategic alliances and the total destruction of those who betrayed them. His military utilized a decimal structure, units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 soldiers, with meritocratic promotion replacing traditional tribal rank. Officers were chosen for competence, and conquered soldiers integrated into the high command. Settled civilizations frequently underestimated steppe nomads, expecting disorganized raiders. Instead, they faced a military with a level of tactical sophistication that repeatedly caught them off guard. Their staple tactic was the feigned retreat. Mongol forces appeared to flee in a panic, drawing the enemy out of position. Once overextended, the Mongols would turn to encircle and destroy them. Genghis Khan took the survival mechanisms of a destitute orphan and scaled them into a massive engine of conquest. When the Khwarezmian Empire executed Mongol trade envoys, it triggered a response that resulted in the complete destruction of their civilization. Thriving cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, Merv, and Nishapur had been centers of Islamic intellectual and commercial life for many centuries. The Mongols razed them, killing or enslaving their populations. They destroyed the extensive irrigation systems that had sustained agriculture in the region. Without this infrastructure, the region's geography was altered for centuries. Estimates of the dead from Mongol campaigns range from 40 to 70 million people, 10 to 15% of the world's population. In northern China, populations fell by half. Iran's population didn't recover to pre-Mongol levels until the 20th century. The Mongol machine moved beyond the typical goals of territorial expansion. It resulted in the physical erasure of entire societies. For centuries, the Abbasid Caliphate served as the center of Islamic political leadership, tracing its authority directly to the Prophet Muhammad. That institution ended in 1258, when the Mongols sacked Baghdad, killing the caliph and an estimated hundreds of thousands of the city's inhabitants. Baghdad had been the most sophisticated city in the world. It never fully recovered. This singular event inflicted a blow that ended what we now call the Islamic Golden Age. Following the destruction, the Pax Mongolica transformed the Silk Road into a continuous and secure trade route from China to Europe. The goods that moved along this network, silk, spices, porcelain, paper, and gunpowder, provided the technological and economic foundations for the civilizations that received them. But the same caravans carried the Yersinia pestis bacterium. In the 1340s, the plague spread westward along these Mongol trade routes, carried by fleas on rats traveling with the merchants. The trade that enriched the West and the disease that killed a third of Europe were inseparable, two outcomes of the exact same connectivity. While the unified empire vanished by the mid-14th century, its presence left permanent marks. Russia's tradition of strong central power has been traced by historians to the 250-year period of Mongol domination, called the Mongol Yoke. In Central Asia, the destruction of irrigation systems shaped the region's agricultural geography for centuries. Temujin started with nothing, killed tens of millions, and forged the connected world. His influence persists in the geography of Central Asia, the political DNA of Russia, and the medieval history of Europe. That he remains less famous in the West than Caesar or Napoleon reflects how thoroughly the civilizations he destroyed were removed from historical memory. Next episode, The Black Dahlia Murder, January 15, 1947, Los Angeles. We'll look at the gruesome tastes that defined the modern true crime obsession.